How's it going there, guys? James here from Butler Farms on a pretty warm morning. I know it looks like you say, well, why didn't you get out here earlier in the garden? Guys, I've been out here. I was out here as the sun was just coming through those trees over here in front of me. But didn't really realize how much I had to do down here in the garden. And so I finally just about wrapped it up for the day. And just wanted to bring you a little quick garden update and show you kind of what's going on down here. And you know, we don't just show the good, we're going to show the bad. So let me get you turned around here and we'll get started. I'm going to apologize up front for the lighting because it is very, very bright out here, and we'll do the best we can. Now up here with my cucumbers, I have been able to harvest some. As you can see right over here, I think the best is yet to come. You can see the number of blooms that are on these plants that you can see there, and I hope you can hear all the bees buzzing around me right now. But the cucumbers are coming. They're a little bit slower than I thought they would be, to be honest, but I'm fine with that. They look healthy. They got blooms all over them. The bees are working them. Got some small little cucumbers on them, so I know they're coming. Finally got the summer squash to start jumping up, and we got, as you can see, we've got blooms there. So hopefully these two hills, as you know, are yellow squash, and then we have the zucchini down here, and as you can see, they're blooming also, and hopefully that's getting ready to take off. Honestly, it's a little bit late, but if you remember back with some of my videos, we had so much of a struggle just trying to get yellow summer squash to come up. I tried 3 different seed companies. I don't know what the deal is. You know, this is new ground. There has been squash here before, and as you can see over here, guys, that's my winter squash over there, and you can't even walk through there. I know that looks like a grassy mess, and to some extent it is a grassy mess, but that is all winter squash vines. Guys, they are just taking this garden over, which is fine. I've never had winter squash do this. You know, I've been able to grow some in the past, but as far as it just taking over like this, and you can see we've got blooms everywhere. Now the exciting thing is, let me get down here without trying to step all over them. I just want you to see, guys, this from this hill right here, look at this vine. It just keeps on. Guys, there is no hill down through there. So I'm going to guess that's probably 40 feet. I don't know, because I've got it wrapped around. Maybe 30. Anyway, there are blooms everywhere on it down through there. Now, as you can see in here, we've got butternut squash laying in here everywhere. I tried to count earlier and I kept losing count because I kept finding more. They are in here everywhere. I have never, ever had winter squash do this. Now, I am not going to count my chickens before they hatch. There's 2 of them right there. There's another one got there, and but look, we've still got blooms coming everywhere. There's the original hill, and you can see them laying there, and it just goes everywhere. And you know, like I said, I'm not going to count my chickens yet because I've never had winter squash run like this, but I have had good runs of winter squash, and then all of a sudden within a couple of days, the squash beetles or something else will come in here and just absolutely annihilate them. So we're going to keep praying that they hold on. They look healthy, they look good. I can't find any disease problems or pest problems on them. Of course, there's no way I could check every leaf, but I mean, it's exciting because I've never had this before. Hopefully have more than just enough to eat, and we'll have some to can, which later on could be used, you know, obviously in pies. I'm a fan of pumpkin pies. Nobody else in my family is, but I use butternut squash and things like that in place of pumpkin, and to me it's just as good. But also like squash casseroles and those kind of things. You know, we do live in the South, so everything can be made into a casserole. But yeah, I'm real excited about that. I was going to show you, and I lost it now, some of these different That's the butternut down there that I just showed you. I know I'm walking real slow, but I'm trying very hard not to step all over my vines. Well, maybe I'll see it again in a minute. But anyway, the winter squash, all varieties, the butternut is just knocking it out. I've never seen anything like that. It's even growing through the fence over there. But these other squashes, these other winter squashes are now starting to catch up. These Jarondale pumpkins and things like that. That's the one that I found a while ago, but I can't find it now because of all this cover. But anyway, I will get down here. I'm probably going to put just paper plates under those to get them out up off the soil under those squashes, just so that they stand a chance of not rotting. Now, here are my sad okra plants, and I do mean sad. I am harvesting some off of them, guys, but these have gotten about knee high. On me, that's about 2 foot tall, so I don't know. Never had okra do that before. Okra here has always been, I'm right at 6 feet tall, a little over, and we've always had okra plants that were way above my head, and trust me, we've had plenty of hot weather that they like. So I don't know what's going on with that. I was real excited about the heavy hitter. We've used it here before, and they were much bigger than this, much more productive, but they may still come. There's flowers on them. This has been a total disappointment. This was the area where the other okra plants did not come up, and yep, it's a big old weed patch. Now, one thing that I'm going to have to do, like I've told you, I have to show you the good, the bad, the ugly, and this is ugly. This is nothing but a weed patch. So kind of pressed for time today. Got some other responsibilities that are using up my time this afternoon. But I guess what I'll have to do on Monday, just simply because I can't stand this, is I'll come in here on Monday with the weed eater and cut this down so it doesn't clog up my tiller, and I can move these squash vines out of the way, and I can till this. Not for any real purpose other than it just makes me feel better. I can't stand this, and you know, I'm not making excuses by any means, but everybody I've talked to that has a garden or is in the same situation I am, and that's that we've had so much rain this spring, and I'm not complaining about it. You know, most of the time we're saying, hey, we need rain, and I'm sure before the summer's over that'll be the situation here. But guys, it has not only rained, you've seen in some of my other videos, it has not only rained almost daily, it is not just an afternoon little quick shower. These are absolute gully washers, frog stranglers as we call them down here in the south. So you know, it's just one of those years, and so being able to get in here and get these weeds out and keep it nice and pretty, this is not the year for that. It's just not going to happen, and I'll clean it up the best I can, just I guess for an aesthetic purpose. But you know, it's just it's not possible this year. Even up against my fences, I'm going to have to come in and weed eat through there as well, simply because it's just been these weeds are absolutely loving. It's hot, it's wet, and they're jamming better than the vegetables are. So like I said, I've talked to a lot of other gardeners in this area. They're having the same problem. It's not laziness. You know, I know some of the older people that I grew up with would say, man, you've let that garden go, you need to be down there in it. Well, you know, I do work a full-time job away from here, but it's not because of time. I've had time. It's been so wet I can't get any equipment in here, and it's just been a mess. Anyway, let's move on from that. Down here with the tomatoes, they are coming. They are I've kind of lost control of them as well because of all the water and everything, but they're still doing fine. You can see, and guys, I've already picked these this morning. I'm gonna have to go back up to the house, or probably wait till in the morning when it's not quite so hot. You can see all those sunburst tomatoes in there. We've got tomatoes hanging everywhere in here. Probably gonna get Mama some of those green tomatoes right there, because she loves them at this stage. We eat a lot of green tomatoes here, and you can see we got a lot still on the vine that are just almost there. Look at that big guy down there. It's almost ready. All my folks like tomato sandwiches here. That's kind of a southern thing too, I guess. I don't know, but those are perfect size for that. Now I will say overall the size of the Atkinsons I'm not real pleased with. I'll probably go probably start something different last year. It had been several years since I'd used Atkinsons. They're good tasting tomatoes, but they're just not big tomatoes, and I need volume, not only for tomato sandwiches, but I need volume to be able to can. And that just, you know, that's a lot of peeling and a lot of work for not a lot of fruit. My peppers down through here, guys, these jalapeno plants, there are peppers in there everywhere, and more coming. They are, I don't know if you can see because of it's green on green. Yeah, you can see them hanging in there. They are just taking over down here. So, you know, we've got that size jalapeno peppers that I could pick every single day, and you know, we use a lot of them. I give a lot of them away, to be honest with you, because like I said, I'm pretty much the only one that'll sit and eat jalapenos. If I sneak them into a recipe in small amounts, I can get away with it, but yeah, it has to be very incognito. Now I'm down here with my bell peppers, and you can see what size those are, and yes, I've already picked them this morning. The ones that are still here, I'm going to leave here. There's one that I probably need to get out of there. Look at there, guys. Look how pretty that is. 3-lobed, hard, good and firm. But we've got several down through here on these little plants. You can see one down in there, some more right there. So anyway, that's the bell peppers are jamming this year, and we love that because we use it in cooking, even if we don't even if I don't get to my salsa this year because things aren't coming in together on time like I need them to. Trust me, those bell peppers will not go to waste. We will put them in the freezer, and I've shown you before how I process those with the little dicer, and we will use those throughout the year and as we're cooking. Now guys, the biggest disappointment I've got this year, now you can see my purple hull peas down through here. Now look at that. That is an absolute C. Believe it or not, I just picked that, and I'll show you that in just a minute. And I mean, there is so many peas coming in there. You can see how lush and pretty and green. Look over here with these beans. Guys, this will be the first year that I don't have snap beans. And again, I have talked to people, these older guys at church that garden all the time, have beautiful gardens. It doesn't make sense. It's the same beans I've used for years. They came up good, everything was going right, and they have just absolutely failed. I don't understand it. But we won't be having snap beans this year. This whole area of the garden was a total loss, and as I look at it right now, a total waste of space, but that's all right. The bean plants that did come up, we'll turn them in, enrich the soil with the nitrogen that they provide, and we will try to get some greens in there in the fall to live off that. But that is kind of a disappointment. I mean, like I said, I'm going to show you what works and what doesn't, and for some reason I cannot explain it. I do not understand it. The beans just did not work, because usually the beans are what really go here, and it's the same variety, same everything. All right, so I was just going to give you a little I know that looks like all sunburst tomatoes on top. It's not. That's just a couple handfuls up on top. I got to get me some bigger baskets. Anyway, those are slicing tomatoes underneath there. There's one of my cucumbers right there. Mama will be happy about that. She makes a little cucumber salad out of them. As I've told you before, I don't really care for them, but there's some of my okra that I've been cutting. You can see all the jalapenos there, and there's nothing but bell peppers under there. But this is, I wasn't expecting to have to pick peas this morning. You know, when I came out, it was about daylight, but I thought, well, I won't be out here long. And then I saw that the peas needed to be picked. Now this is a 5-gallon bucket. That's about 3 gallons of peas, and nope, that's not a lot, but that is the first picking. When I was going through there, guys, you should have seen the peas that are green in there. So pea picking time is coming. It won't be long, and it's the hot time of the year. You know it's getting ready to be hot when it's time to start picking peas. So guys, I'm gonna leave it right there. I got some other things to do, plus I got to go process this stuff. Those peas are extremely wet, heavy with dew, and they cannot stay in that bucket. Neither can any of that other produce. So I got to get them out and get them dry, so they don't start rotting and then get busy processing. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'll just Wanted to bring you a little quick update as the harvest is really kicking in now, and show you some of the good, the bad, and the ugly. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Tell a friend. Guys, we're still growing. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but we're getting bigger and bigger, and that's a great thing. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. All of that helps. I don't understand it, as I've told you before, but it does help, and it gets our videos out there to other people that want to see them too. Kate, I tell you how much you mean to me for watching, and God bless. See you next time. This is James from Butler Farms, and we'll be seeing you.